Hey everybody, it's Sharon from Accidental ArtMaker, and welcome to a tutorial for you to learn how to make Kim the Frog. Here's a list of materials that you're going to need and that I'll be using as you watch me make Kim the Frog. So hey, step one, paint your board. Grab any piece of board or an 8x10 wood panel. Take a couple of colors of chalk paint, and what I like to call it is let's splotch it on. So for this first step, it's pretty easy. Grab 3 colors. It can be your favorite colors that you like. Grab 3 colors and make 3 splotches. Well, 2 splotches, I guess. You need 1 background color all over your board, and then take 2 other colors, make splotches with them and blend them together somewhere towards the middle of the board. All right, so what you've done is you've kind of divided your board into 2 different parts with your splotches. What you want to do next is pick a color that will kind of pop on one of your splotches, and you're going to stamp with that color. Okay, composition, let's talk about that quickly. We've got a bottom half, top half, and kind of like a horizon line in the middle here that we've created with our splotches. Next, with the stamp, we want to set it off the middle just a little bit, and with this repeating pattern stamp, we're able to create a cohesive background without making it seem very stale or artificial. Bohemia stamp is my favorite stamp. I've made no secret of that. If you've watched or followed me at all, or you've been on my website, you'll see I'm always pushing Bohemia stamp because you can do so many things with it. Here, this one particular stamp from the Bohemia collection is going to be great background in the behind Kim the Frog. We'll be adding some texture. There'll be this pattern behind everything, kind of drawing it together, but also breaking it apart at the same time. Okay, now it's time to stamp with ink. Stamping with ink is a great way to add another layer of material to your painting. So you've got paint and you've got ink and you've got transfers. You've got 3 different materials going on there that keeps it really interesting. Ink is also a great investment. 1 bottle has lasted me more than a year so far, and I use this stuff all the time. One other thing about ink is you don't need a whole lot. Use it sparingly. Juice up that ink pad for sure, but when you're pressing down on the stamp, do so lightly. Do a light covering. Don't press down hard. One of the great things about IOD that I love, of course, is that when I mess up and make a mistake, it's really easy to cover up. Stay tuned to see how. So another thing I love to do with stamps and paint, and of course transfers, is wrap it around the sides. If I have extra paint left on my brush, I'm going to offload it along the frame or someplace where it keeps getting used and keeps the eye going and keeps the energy moving. Lots of people, lots of artists, will add a top coat on top of the paint before adding the transfers. I don't do that because I know this paint will hold it. I have found the most important thing to do with transfers before you commit with a transfer is to think about where do you want your main focus to go and where do you want your eye to travel. When I'm really getting into a piece of art, I start making up stories in my head. I'll start wondering, what's going on here? What's this flower saying to the other flower? What's this butterfly doing flying away from all the other butterflies? In this piece of art, I'm wondering, what's Kim's story? Kim the frog, what's she doing? She's hanging out for the day, she's enjoying the sun, she's surrounded by flowers, she's getting some self-care time here. Okay, so Kim needs to be placed in the flowers, which means she needs a flower behind her and a flower in front of her. And voila, here we go. Okay, let's talk composition again. Kim, where she sits, it's pretty important for this. She's our focal point. We don't want her in the middle. That's just too boring. She needs to be kind of off, and her, or where she's sitting, kind of needs to also guide and direct the energy that's here. It is time to surround Kim with flowers and petals. Stippling is next and last. It is a very easy thing to do once you get the hang of it. I'm using an old brush, I'm using a fairly new brush that I messed up by washing and letting it dry on the bristles. that caused the bristles to spread, and it is now my stippling brush. So what you're seeing me do here is dip my brush into the yellow paint, offload a little bit on the side, and stippling is simply kind of like adding sprinkles to your splotches, or adding sprinkles anywhere, not just to your splotches. I'm doing this to add some glow and some dimension, some sparkly sunshine. So I'm stippling here with chalk paint, and I'm adding it over the ink in the pinkish area to kind of give it, again, that little bit of a glow. I have found stippling to be very meditative. I can stipple for hours with different colors. I can form shapes with them. I can make things dense. I can create a creature in the background or the wind blowing. Stippling is a wonderful technique to learn how to use. It's our last step, seal with the top coat. Won't be showing you here, it's a little bit boring. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do.